Hello YouTube, S to DX Dangles here. So, I just rode all the way to my destination and talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Got here and realized I wasn't recording, so rookie. So I'll just do it all over. So, like I promised in my last video, in the description, I'm going to show you my Coffmans exhaust. It sounds beautiful. Definitely way better than the stock. The stock was way too quiet and I feared for my life. The Coffmans exhaust is a great exhaust. It's cheap. It sounds great. And it literally takes 5 minutes to install, at least for this bike. All I had to do was undo 2 bolts, take the clamp off, take off the old exhaust, slip the new one on, line it up where I wanted it, and then you drill a hole. There's a hole that comes in the Coffmans exhaust at the very bottom where it connects to the exhaust system, and you just drill a hole through that, through your exhaust. You pop a rivet in there, put the clamp on over top of it, and it's good to go. And it says that after your first hour of riding, you should redo the torque on the clamp. But that's all it takes right there. I'll turn down the street and open it up just a tiny bit, just up to the speed limit so you guys can hear it. So yeah, that wasn't much, but it's just an example, a sample. And this is with the baffle and the silencer in there. They're very easy to take out. I think it's fine how it is. Maybe in a month or 2 from now I'll take it out and see how it sounds. My dad he was fine with me getting the exhaust, but he's concerned for our neighbors, because I go to my friend's house multiple times a week and I come home at 1 a.m. So my dad just doesn't want me waking everybody up when I come home, which is understandable. But if I had to choose waking up everyone in my subdivision when I come home, which is 2 minutes of my day, or safety for the entire rest of the day, I'm obviously going to choose the safety. The stock one was way too quiet. Nobody could hear me. And if you can't see me and you can't hear me, then most likely you're going to pull out in front of me or merge at me or something, you know, nothing good. But with this exhaust, it's not obnoxiously loud, but people definitely hear you, and I feel much safer. Alright, on to my next topic. I wanted to give you guys my opinion on beginner bikes. Obviously there are thousands of videos covering this topic, but from all the ones that I've seen, the argument has been between 250s and 600s, or 300s and 600s, whatever. But I'm gonna say my argument isn't with either, because I think the best starter bike for most people will be a 500. It depends on the person. But if you are confident in your riding abilities, I would... Oh. I would recommend, if you're considering riding, beginning to ride, and if you're nervous about whether you're going to be safe on the roads, like if you're scared that you're going to die or whatever, like, that's all crap. I mean, it's smart to have an alertness of everyone out here is trying to kill me. I need to watch out for literally everybody. But being scared shouldn't be enough to stop you from riding. But even if you're not going to get a bike for a while, if it's not in your financial plan or whatever, I'd recommend just taking a class anyway and trying it out. Because I had no idea how I was going to be on motorcycles. I was hoping that since I was a good driver that would carry over to a motorcycle. And in my case, that's what happened. I was very comfortable and very confident very quickly on the bikes in an MSF course. So if that's you, if you're confident and comfortable after taking an MSF course, or maybe even just riding your friend's bike, which I don't recommend, because let's say you hit a pool of gravel in a parking lot and low side his bike going 20. Not saying I've done that, but you will definitely regret ever getting on his or her bike, and you will feel bad about it for a long time. But again, if you are confident in your abilities, I would definitely recommend a 500. Now let's say you're somebody that's not very confident in your abilities. You took the MSF course, you were terrified, couldn't really get the hang of it, but you still want to get a bike. Then I'd recommend a 250 or a 300. But still, the reason I don't recommend 250s and 300s to beginner riders is for the argument that I presented to my dad. Because when I first brought up getting a bike to my dad, I was showing him 600s, and I wanted a 600. And the reason being, I wanted something that I was scared of. I was confident, but I was more afraid of being too comfortable and cocky. So let's say I got a 250 or a 300, I would not respect the bike whatsoever. I would be too comfortable with pushing its limits and driving recklessly because the bikes are so forgiving and have such little power. But say I'm a beginner rider and I get a 600, that's a whole nother story, because then I'm scared of it. I don't even want to touch the throttle. I really respect what the bike can do, and knowing that it's more unforgiving, I'm not going to ride it like an idiot. I'm not saying that my view on this is right, because I understand that as a beginner, you need a bike that's more forgiving. Even if you're confident or you respect the bike, it can still get away from you, and situations can happen that are out of your control. Which is why I recommend a 500. This 500 Rhonda, my baby, she is very forgiving, very easy to handle, doesn't have too much power at all. It's a 471cc engine, so it's nothing crazy. It's just a V-twin. It's nothing that's gonna accidentally get me killed. Alright, well, that's pretty much all I have to say about that topic. I don't recommend a 600, even after saying all of that about you want a bike you want to respect. And I don't think you should get a 250 or a 300, because there's too little respect. But a 500 is perfect. It's right in the middle of too much power and not enough. It's just a nice, easy amount. And this bike in particular has some really good low-end torque. Like it's plenty to get you in trouble if you really want it to.